Hey heroes, Jonathan here at Night Knowledge. Today we're playing The Last Spell, a squad-based tactical RPG roguelike that came out in 2023 that I did try at launch, but it needed a lot of polish and content to make it one of my now favorite games these days. Our goal is to fight off hordes of fiendish monsters at night while protecting the mages who are trying to break an evil seal. Let's jump right in and take a look at it. So before we continue our campaign, as you can see, there are 2 DLCs for the game. There will be one more, I believe, in 2026, and that'll be the last DLC for the game. And then it sounds like they may start a new, like The Last Spell number 2, because they want to add a lot of things, but it doesn't make sense for them to continue making DLCs. So let's just jump in. There are a few maps that I've unlocked. We'll do this one here, Gildenberg number 5, meaning that I've tried, I think, this one 5 times. On the left-hand side, there's a lot of things happening on here, on both the left and right. On the left-hand side, we have ways to customize our experience. So depending on the difficulty of the map, the more omens you have, and these are buffs that you can use for your game. So you can play different ways, make your heroes stronger. So like in the last game, I gave my heroes plus 40 armor, I gave my heroes better accuracy, and I gave them more mana. Let's pull that out and take a look, because I've unlocked some new ones where, say, defenses deal more damage, the barriers or barricades have more health. So let's just take a look at what I want. I think I'm going to take this one, Omen of Scavenging, where we get 20% more resources. Oh, I really like this one, Omen of Boxing. Maybe we'll make that. And what else do I want? This one over here is always a really good option, as if you're new to the game. This will allow you to unlock more items and content. So I think, though, I'm going to go with this. So I'm going to go with Scavenging, increased resources. We're going to have a special type of action for our heroes that deals more damage. And then we have this armor over here. Okay, so we're going to close that. And then if we want, we can customize the Apocalypse and make the game basically harder. And basically, it will give us more tainted essence, which is once again a specific type of resource. But we're not going to do that today. And then on the right hand side, one thing to look at is these are all the different types of weapon sets that I've unlocked for the game. So that if you want to try a specific set or you want to try a specific build, you can do that. The minimum amount of weapons that you can have per melee, ranged, and magic is 4 each. So, but as you can see, I've unlocked a ton. So today I don't want to do claws. I don't want to do spears. I don't want to do sledgehammers. That should be good. And then in terms of ranged weapons, I don't want hand crossbows. We'll include... let's see, we're not going to do longbows, but we will include the boomerang. And for the magic weapons, I'm going to have... I don't recall that one. So we'll have this set. Okay, so let's jump in. So this is the very start. So the very first round of the game is protecting, is straight off the bat, facing off against a horde. And as you can see, in terms of directions, we have this northwestern part of the town is protected by this mine, and basically we're gonna have enemies come from one of 3 different directions, and right now they're coming from the northeast. So we have 3 different heroes here. I'm gonna move them closer to the battlefield. So we're gonna position them first, and let's take a look at them. Now, one of my favorite things since early access or launch was that we can now fully customize our characters. So I always feel like I need to be able to connect with the characters I play with. So we have Catalina, Rob, and Nico. And if you can give me a moment, I'm going to quickly customize our heroes. And it's actually pretty cool the way that they've done it. When you've customized your character, it changes this specific code, and you can save, you can copy this to like a notepad and save it, so that if there's a specific look portrait that you like, you just copy and paste it in, and you know, you don't have to spend so much time customizing every single time you play. So we'll come back to this game after I've customized it. Okay, so we're back. We have our 3 customized portraits. We have my buddy Fork, myself, and my buddy Hunter. So let's take a look at, there's a lot to absorb on this screen, but the first thing I look at whenever I start a new game, because when you start a new game, it gives you 3 random, totally random people, and the only way to get something new is to start a whole new game and basically abandon the match. But we don't want to do that. We're just going to stick with what we have. So Hunter is a charlatan. This increases his opportunism damage, meaning that when an enemy has some sort of debuff, he'll do 8% more damage, but it comes with a debuff or a negative trait where he does 10% less damage in general, which is not great. Hunter is also thick-skinned, so he takes 5% less damage from the resistance trait. And then finally he's also focused, so he has plus 20% reliability. Reliability increases, so if you take a look here at this ability slash, it can deal between 108 damage to 134. What reliability does is it increases the minimum amount of damage that you do by that amount. So 20% is actually quite good. But once again, it comes with the drawback that he has minus 5% dodge. So there's dodging in the game to fully avoid taking damage. There's armor in the game, which regenerates at the end of the enemy's turn. And as long as you have armor and they don't break through your armor, you take no health damage. And finally, block is a flat reduction of damage. So I think block first, then armor. I think that's how it works. So that's Hunter. Hunter is set up with a 2-handed sword. Pretty good weapon. I like the 2-handed sword. He has some heavy armor, and he has green or uncommon heavy greaves, which is pretty cool. He starts off with green gear. So a lot to explain, but you know, 2-handed sword is a 2-handed weapon. There are 2 different weapon sets that you can switch between. There's different types of armors, light, medium, and heavy, but not just light, medium, heavy. There's lots of different types of armors. Every type of gear has different stats. So weapons is about damage, but also when you get higher rarity gear, it gives you additional stats. So most, I wouldn't even say greaves. So all armor has different stats. So the heavy greaves will usually have block, maybe daily health regen, and decreased accuracy, or something else. But because this is uncommon, I get an additional stat bonus to this piece of armor, which gives plus 15 armor, which is perfect. So it's basically twice as good as a normal heavy greaves. So that's great for Hunter, who's going to be basically our tank. He also has heavy armor. That's even more armor. So as you can see, he has quite a bit of armor, a little bit of block, no dodge. And we'll take a look at perks later on when we actually have points to spend. Health, mana, action points, movements. This will all come into play very shortly. Let's look at Fork. Fork we have is our archer in this game with a wooden crossbow, heavy armor, worn pants, and lots of different skills, which we'll talk about. Let's take a look at his special traits. So he's a noble, which means he gets an additional trinket slot, which is right here. He gets plus 30 armor, which is good, but not great for an archer. But he will also take 10% more damage due to less resistance. He's thick-skinned as well for some reason, with more resistance. I've never really seen in a game where these characters have the same traits, so that's pretty rare. But he's a simpleton, so he has decreased magic damage and also decreased experience gain, which is pretty bad. We need experience so that we can gain levels. We'll be able to increase our main stats, our secondary attributes, and pick perks. So we'll need that. Finally, here's myself. I'm going to be the mage this time, and I have a novice magic uncommon magic orb, which has a really cool ability, which I'll show you. Linen armor and worn pants, and I'm a charlatan. So we have Oh, charlatan, just like Hunter. Oh, 2 charlatans. Okay, that's not great. That's the opportunism and decreased damage. I'm delicate 2, decreased armor. That's huge. I have no armor. I'm probably gonna die. So I'm a delicate lucky person. I'm a delicate lucky charlatan. So I have increased crit chance and also 5% dodge. So I might want to be focusing on dodge rather than compensating for my lack of armor as a mage. Okay, so those are your characters. Let's jump into combat. Let's see. So right away, combat. As you can see from this thing right here, this is telling me that a level 2 invasion is coming from this direction toward, and their goal is to kill my heroes if they get close enough. But they're going to try to go straight towards my walls, destroy buildings on the way, but mainly to get these mages over here. And once again, they're trying to break a seal, but we have to last like a week, usually, or more, to be able to survive. So as you can see, there's no other arrows, meaning that they're only coming from one direction. We have Hunter over here. They'll be coming from over here, so I'm going to get Hunter actually a little closer. I'll have myself hiding behind Hunter, and then we have Fork over here. Let's end the phase. Stand your ground. They're coming. So there we go. So this is the first wave, and they're going to come. Enemies can come anywhere from this whole side, so they can come all the way from as far as this top left area, all the way from the bottom right, but thankfully they're only coming from this small little area. We got a lot of different types of enemies. This runner, which has a lot of movement speed. As you can see in the top right, it says 6 movement speed, whereas say something like the Clawer can only move 4. There's a lot of different symbols in the top. I don't really usually pay too close attention. Excuse me, but the main thing to look at is the armor, which the shield symbol, and the health, and maybe the speed. And when you put your cursor on enemies, you can see how far they'll move, so you can position your characters correctly. But here are our heroes. Let's start off with Fork. This shows how far he can move. He has 6 movement points, so it shows you exactly. There's no dashing or anything to move further. We have, most weapons should have about 4 abilities. So because he has a crossbow, all crossbow users are going to have this ability, Straight Shot, which deals a specific damage, has a certain range, a number of targets, and how many times you can use it per turn based on your action points. And the symbol up here tells you the cost. So this ability, Straight Shot, costs 1 action point and can attack an enemy. This one is called Heavy Bolt, so also costs 1 action, can only be used twice, and but as you can see, it's limited. So when I put my cursor on it, it shows you how it targets. So this one targets in a line, directly up, down, left, and right, I guess you can say, of the hero. This one is an Impaling Bolt. This one uses 1 action point and 2 mana. As you can see here, Fork has 35 mana and will regenerate 8 mana at the end of this entire battle. Not at the end of the round, but at the end of the battle. So, and what's special about this one is that this one can shoot multiple enemies in a line. But we're not going to do that right now. And then he also has Explosive Bolt. 2 action points, 3 mana, hits enemies in a cross targeting. He has 1 special ability from the omens that we selected at the beginning of the game. He has Crippling Punch, where it will cost 1 action point, but it's a stronger punch. Usually the basic punch without that omen would do about half the damage. And this punch should get stronger over time, I believe. All heroes have some sort of defending skill, which does cost 1 action point, where for this character, and is based on the armor. So for this character, Fork, when he uses this buff on himself, he will gain 7 block for that turn until the enemy's attack. So let's go and just start fighting. So we're going to target this guy here. That was enough to kill him straight. Now, let's see. Can I target this guy? I can. There we go. Let's go here. And can we do any more? I do. Oh, I can shoot this guy. Perfect. Oh, I missed. Okay, can I shoot? Can't shoot that guy. Let's see. Hit this guy. There we go. Great stuff. So now Fork is out of action points per this one right here. He's out of movement points. He has still lots of mana. He didn't use up any mana because we technically right now don't want to use more than 8 mana this entire battle. And this tracker in the top left tells you how far into the night we are. Once the night is over, then technically that's all the zombies or enemies that are left, and then we have to defeat all the enemies to be able to get to morning. So let's use my Hunter right now. Hunter has a few skills, but I'm just going to go in and rush it because he has a lot of, remember, he has a lot of armor, and he has a two-handed sword. So he's going to use this ability, Slash. So this one is allows us to target 2 guys right in the direction he attacks. There we go. He missed this guy though. Wow, super inaccurate. Okay, not great. I'm going to try to punch him. Okay, great. And let's jump back over here. But you know what? I might have Hunter go right here and block so he can tank still. He probably didn't need to move. Okay, so now's my character's turn. I have an orb with a pretty special ability. This ability, in fact, has good range, targets 1 enemy at a time. But what's special is, do you see how it says effects below? Effects, this skill, when I target an enemy that doesn't have any adjacent allies, up, down, left, and right, not diagonal, I do 1.75% more damage. So that's I'm really good against single targets. Let's see if I can hit him at this angle. There we go. So we did that. Now I'm in a bad spot right now. So because the reason why I say I'm in a bad spot, there are enemies somewhere in this fog that will come, and now I'm like real close. And remember, I have no armor, basically no armor. So I'm going to use my evasion skill to give myself 20% more dodge. And if I take a look at my character, my dodge is normally 20%, but that buff gave me an additional 20, so we have 40% dodge right now. We're done for what we can do right now. We'll end our turn, and it'll always give you a warning that the turn's about to end, and 2 of my heroes have not used up all my action points, but I couldn't do anything more. So I'll click OK. And as you can see, more enemies have spawned. I'll show you one of my cool abilities, and it is called Death Ray. This is, remember, once again, it's all based off the gear that you have equipped, which dictates your skills. So that's the magic orb. So it is a high mana skill. As you can see, it costs 6 mana, 6 out of my 32, but it will take out the entire line, and it's undodgeable, so they can't dodge it. A lot of damage. And as you can see, there we go. We just killed, I don't know, what was that, 6 enemies? I'm going to move over here. And let's see, I'm going to have Hunter come over here. Kill those 2. Perfect. Let's see. I'm going to have Fork hit that guy. I'm going to have him move over a little bit over here. There we go. There we go. There we go. And target this guy. Oh, I missed. Okay, so our guys are not super accurate today. Now, I'm going to just leave Hunter where he is, and I'm going to fortify him, giving him more block. So flat up damage resistance. So as you can see, we do got guys over here spawning. Now, we have a little bit of a hole, like a crevasse right here. So they can't go through here, but they will probably make their way this way towards the mages. So that guy's good. That's good. My guy's good. I'm going to apply dodge to my character, and turn is done. So when it's the zombies' turn and they are able to get adjacent to a character, they will, after they move, they will get to attack any of your heroes. So let's see, what are we going to do here? Should I try to do the same thing? I'm going to try to do the same thing. Do that. I'm going to do the same thing, just in and out. So my character is important. If I stick with this orb, I want to also get more movement points for my character so that we can, what's it called? So that we can jump in, shoot the death ray and jump out, like what we're doing. Fork, why don't we get... Oh wow, your accuracy's horrible. I'm gonna move a little bit further out. You can target this guy, good. So what's special is, let's see, there's something special about this weapon. I don't know. His accuracy is not good. Let's see, where's your accuracy? Accuracy is not like... So since we're missing a lot, there will be a stat called accuracy which we can increase. So that'd be very useful. So this guy, and Fork is out of... Let's see, can he attack anyone? No. There is friendly fire. So we're gonna block, and now my guy is done. Let's see. Let's hit this guy. I can't move. Okay, there we go. Now here's Hunter. I think I might have him jump in, use his ability, and I'll make him move back, and we'll shift a little bit to the left over here. Turn is done, action points. So as you can see here, basically Knight is done, and now what we have to do is defeat the remaining 29 enemies. So let's see what we can do. Now for my character, I don't, like I said, I don't want to keep Death Ring. It does kill a lot of guys, but I'm only going to regenerate 8 mana, and Knight has 33, so that'll bring me up to 29 at this point if I use absolutely no mana. So I'm gonna start focusing on his strengths with his skill, in fact, which will target one enemy doing almost twice as much damage. He has also Putrid Ball, which is kind of like an AoE poison. But and what poison does is it takes out health, because some enemies, like none of these guys, some enemies will have armor, so it'll go through armor. But let's keep targeting solo targets, doing extra damage. There we go. As you can see, the enemies will attack barricades as well, and this is City Panic. So how to explain that? If the enemies get within the walls of the city, which we don't really have very many walls, it will cause City Panic, and you'll get less rewards, basically, the more panic there is. Let's see, let's target one more enemy. Let's target... I don't see any solo guys, really, so I'll target that fast guy. There we go, beautiful, good job. Now, Fork hasn't used up any of his mana, so I think it's time to do that. I'm going to move over here, and I'll have him use Explosive Bolt right here. Oh, it missed. Okay, still missed. Let's see, Impaling Bolt. We won't do that. We'll do Heavy Bolt and just hit these guys. Oh, a lot of missing. So hopefully I remember to give Fork some skills that increases his accuracy. There we go. Let's see. This ability here is Sword Blast, which we're not going to use. Okay, and let's do a Punchy Punch. Actually, you know what? I did some movement. So here's a skill called Thrust. And what's special about this ability is that the more you move, you get momentum. Basically 15% more momentum damage per per square that you've moved, per tile that you moved. Once you use a momentum skill, it adds that bonus to your damage, and then you have to move again to take advantage of the momentum buff. So we've moved quite a bit. Look, as you can see here, we have 6 momentum. So for thrust, it'll increase the damage by 90%. So I'm gonna do that. Straight out kills that guy. Let's move over here behind there and end turn. 15 enemies. We're getting close, but we're okay. Okay, so let's use Hunter right here. We are going to go hit these 2 guys and miss, of course. Okay, we're gonna go here and we are going to thrust, and we'll move backwards again. And now my guy, I'm gonna get anyone that's isolated. You're isolated. You're isolated. Fork, can you isolate those two guys? There we go. So see, you can switch between characters like as much as you like. There we go. And I can maybe Fork can isolate to that last group right here. Perfect. I can hit this guy. Let's move over here. And there's line of sight, as you can see. So I'll move my guy back. Fork, you still have 3 more action points. There we go. Maybe over here, hit these two guys. And that's it. I'm going to buff myself. We're done. 2 more guys left. And Hunter, let's go. Let's thrust. There we go. Let's go over here. Let's thrust. Okay, and that was our very first night. So it shows you all of the stats. So we took out 12 of these fast runners, 48 basic enemies. We get experience, and all 3 guys leveled up, thank God. And our battle report, everyone survived. There is permadeath too, unless you have a special passive. So what's it called? If someone dies, that's it. You have to replace them, and hopefully you have the building to replace. So whenever you defeat enemies, you're going to be earning Tainted Essence, and I'm going to show you in a moment how Tainted Essence works. Okay, so as you can see here, enemies are going to come from now the southwest. Thankfully, only one direction. I'm going to move them right now. Save us a little bit of time. And let's take, and what I really like about this game is it tracks everything that you can do, kind of like a board game. Everything you can do is on the left-hand side. So that Tainted Essence we earned by doing various things in that combat, whether it be mostly defeating enemies, but doing various things, like killing enemies with certain characters, using certain abilities, doing all sorts of things, you'll earn Tainted Essence. You get to speak to this lady, and you could spend your Tainted Essence in all sorts of ways, whether you basically level up your characters, like giving them a 3% damage bonus for every run, for the current run and every future run automatically. I'm going to spend 455 of my 618 that I earned from that one round to unlock the 2nd level of experience gain. So my guys will get an additional 5% experience. There we go. And as you can see, it gets more and more expensive. So that's a roguelike nature of this game, where when you're unlocking things for sometimes for the current round, but also future runs. So I think let's see, attributes have a greater chance to be uncommon. Ooh, I like that. That's really good. Items have a greater chance to become uncommon. Here are some omens. Remember at the very beginning of the game, you can customize your game to play certain play styles. So this one gives all heroes 1 additional action point, which is great in the sense that you can attack more, but remember, all skills have a certain number of times you can use per round. So you'll have to make sure that you make use of your action points. Lots of different things to unlock. As you can see, I can scroll down nearly forever. There's all sorts of stuff to unlock. I'm just going to focus up here on the good stuff. So I'm going to go with, I think, more experience. It's going to take a while, but having just more experience means they're going to level up more often. And that's not the only thing you could unlock in this game. On the right-hand side, so that was like kind of like an evil lady. Here's obviously a goddess type of creature. So these are things that you, by kind of like an achievement-based unlock system. So on the right-hand side, as you can see here, if I recruit 15 heroes at the end, I'll be able to unlock just a thing that improves my game, where heroes have better traits overall. So we had some really bad traits in this run, which hopefully won't bite us in the butt. But yeah, let's just, so there's that. So over here, if we buy or craft 100 weapons, heroes can start with better weapons. Same thing, helms, spending action points using specific weapons, all that kind of stuff. But we haven't unlocked anything between that one round, but we will over the course of many rounds. Okay, so let's exit out. Lots of different things to do. We've spent our Tainted Essence. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to level up. Everyone has leveled up. And the very first thing I actually do now is I actually look at my perks. The perks will help me determine what stats, what primary attribute, and what secondary attribute I want to focus in. So let's take a look at my guy. My guy, remember, once again, is the mage. So from left to right, I have Fatality. I have mana growth, most likely what I'm taking, perseverance, I have back protection, septic shock, leapfrog, push and throw, and cheer. I really like the mana growth because I'm going to need a lot of mana. So basically what this says is that I get plus 6 mana and it increases by 3 for each level of the hero. So a base of 6 and 3 for each level. I'm level 2, so that's an additional 6. And it tells you at the bottom, if you don't want to do math or don't want to calculate, you pick mana growth, you're going to just get plus 12 mana right now. So that's what we're going to take. Another option I would choose if I had enough, if this was a bad perk, I would pick this one, Cheer. At the start of the hero's turn, the hero automatically casts Cheer on the closest allied hero within a range of 15 tiles, buffing their damage by 15% for 2 turns. So I'm going to go with this mana growth though. So now that I know that, I can also take a look at what are the future perks coming up. And let's see. Ooh, that's pretty good. Current mana. Let's see. Is there anything cool that I see? I think this is going to be very important for my hero because remember, I have very little armor, which means that I could get a lot of armor for my character or a lot of armor pieces that increases armor, or I just focus on what I'm strong at. So I have dodge. I have pretty okay dodge. I'm going to invest in the future nimbleness so that when I'm not wounded, I get 15% additional dodge and even more movement. Remember, I want movement so I can use death ray. So I can right click and it'll put that dagger there, reminding me when I have to do my perks next, most likely next round, I will say, oh yeah, I wanted nimbleness. So now, time to pick our primary and secondary attributes. So as you can see, there are common, uncommon, and rare upgrades. And it's more about, if it's uncommon, it is going to be a stronger increase than a common increase. So say a common health increase would be maybe 147 to maybe 160. But uncommon, it's even more. If it was rare, maybe it would be 147 to 200 health. Who knows? I'm not too sure. For the primary attribute, as you can see, we could pick armor, and that might be pretty good so that we were basically increasing our armor by 40 points, bringing it from 40 to 80. Because it says 110, which it normally would be, but remember, we have delicate, which is decreasing our armor. So if we put our cursor here, it tells us usually we would have 70 armor, but due to our trait of delicate, it's decreased it down to 40. So I'm not doing that though. I like the health. Let's see. Let's take a look. So every level, you get 2 rerolls. You can reroll it once in secondary attribute and once in primary attribute. You can do it both in primary or both in secondary, up to you. There is a chance though, that this reroll makes this actually worse. So I'm going to show you. So if we pay attention to this, when you reroll, it reduces the number of choices of upgrades you can select, and while it might give you a better choice, it might also downgrade it. So I don't like armor. We're not going for armor for me. I would kind of like to see an uncommon or rare magic or mana upgrade. I don't think that's going to happen. So let's click. Ooh, crit. So as you can see, 2 less choices, and I don't like it. So I'm going to go with crit. So we're going to increase our crit from 16% to 23, I believe. 25. I don't know my math. So now here's secondary attributes. Daily health regen, reliability, health received, physical damage. We're not doing physical damage. According to this, if you look at the symbol next to the damage number, that is magic damage. So we're going to reroll, and that gives us some interesting options. I think I'm going to go with experience gain. We don't have any skills that does stun, so we're not going to do that. So that is my level up. Let's take a look at Hunter. Let's look at his perks first. He has sprint, not a good one. We have mana growth, not the greatest. let's see. If he dodges, he gets action points and accuracy. But Hunter is not about dodging. So that's not great. If he attacks an isolated unit, he gets 75% reliability. Back protection's pretty good, where if he's adjacent to a building, defense, or obstacle, plus 25 armor, plus 5 for each level, bringing it up to 35 right now. Potion throw, cheer, or coagulation. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm going to go with coagulation. So what this does is it will increase my armor by 110% based off my daily health regen. My daily health regen is 24, and basically an additional 10% of daily health regen is 26. Once again, it does all the math for you. So if I pick this, I get us just straight up 26 more armor to go on top of my 120. And now I know that I can look out for that secondary stat, daily health regen, which not only helps with obviously daily health regen, but is going to increase my armor. So let's go for that. Okay, so let's level up and let's take a look. Do we have daily health regen over here? We do, and it's an uncommon. So thank God some things are going right. We're gonna select this, and that has increased my armor. So if we go over here, it increased it 26 to 44 already. That's fantastic. So now the question is, anything here that we want? We can do this. This might be really good. Damage from 6 to 14%. I think that in general is good because we have Charlatan, which really sucks for us. So let's do that to balance it off. And Hunter's done as well. Fork, let's look at your perks. Sprint, Harvester. Oh, so this is a crappy one. Every 4 units killed, I get +1 daily health regeneration. Nope. 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 Oh, actually, this would be really good. Cherry picking. This is really good for him because remember, Fork was targeting a lot, or both my character and we want Fork to kind of target, like individually target isolated enemies to do additional damage. So that'd be really good. And that. Okay, so we're gonna go with cherry picking, and we'll make sure that Fork is attacking the isolated enemies more often, meaning that he'll do higher on the straight shots. So instead of 101 damage, he might do maybe, I think 75% of that is 125 per 25-ish percent, or 125 damage. So that's better. Okay, so let's take a look at his level up options. We have, ooh, even more reliable. Oh, but we have range damage, but only the basic. So let's take a look at the damage. Ooh, he's got this. This is really good. But remember, we also want accuracy for him because he was missing a lot. As an archer, we can't have it. But this is really good. Just flat out 8% more damage. Let's take that. In terms of secondary attributes, I don't really like any of them. So let's re-roll once. Ooh, we got a rare mana increase, but meaning that we could maybe use the explosive bolt or the impaling bolt more often. You know what? Let's go with that. You don't usually see many rerolls that give you rare right now, but remember there are those omens and things we can unlock that can make it happen more often. So more mana regen for Fork. Okay, we're done with that. Next thing we're going to do on the list is at the end of each round, based on your performance, you might get a night reward. So it's just a random item. So as you can see, we got a worn light armor, we got a woolen pants, and we have a steel hammer. And the really cool thing I like about this game is also you get to compare gear. So a lot of this looks like I like to equip my melee unit with a lot of the good gear first, and then I focus on the ranged characters. So let's take a look for Hunter. If we switch, we don't want this armor because this is light armor versus heavy armor. It gives more dodge and more damage, but we're losing armor, and I think Hunter is not about dodging, it's about armor. There's woolen pants, once again not as good, although take a look at the uncommon skill or bonus, 100 or 25 additional armor. So that is a little bit less than heavy greaves, but it gives a movement point and it gives more health or mana regen. Don't want it. So now the question is, do we want to switch or add to Hunter a steel hammer, which technically does more damage overall, increased stun chance, opportunism, but it comes with different abilities. So it has bash, it has crush, and it has stomp. You know, the hammer, the two-handed or the one-handed hammer, and the two-handed sword is kind of have the same abilities, kind of. I don't like this, and I'm gonna re-roll once. Oh, look at that! They're all ranged weapons. So let's look at Fork now. We can upgrade his crossbow to just deal more damage, or we can do a rifle. Now the thing is with the rifle, he'll be able to do more damage in general, but he will shoot less often because his basic attack costs 2 action points. But remember, he's got that isolation reliability buff, so he can do a lot of damage. He can do like 175, no 100. I think it'd be closer to 190-ish damage per shot. I don't know. Let's see, rifle with damage, or crossbow with damage. I think we're going to go with the crossbow upgrade. And what I really like is now I can press the C hotkey. It'll bring up this screen. I can go to the stash, and it's automatically set to the last person you were comparing the gear with. So I can quickly equip the gear for him. Although I kind of wish you can equip from there, which I never checked. Okay, so I'm just going to switch out the weapon. If you want, you can just move it into the alternate spot, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to the gear area, and I'm going to sell that for $3. And there's some gear we can buy for our characters. Now the question is, do you spend the gold, the limited gold 108 on gear for the next round, which is a good strategy, or do you spend it on new buildings? As you can see here, we got tons of different buildings for different costs. We have two buildings, a shop which allows us to shop. Oh hey, $30 to upgrade, selling ratio. Oh, who cares? We have 2 houses. Each house gives you an additional worker. As you can see, we have 2 workers right now. Workers can be used for a few different things, basically destroying ruins. So we can destroy this old well and either get 48 materials and 4 gold, or the opposite, 16 gold and 15 materials. Technically this is better, but you might want gold for certain things. We could also send our workers out here. At the end of each battle, there will be some corpses, and then same thing again. Send them to either have a gold focus or a materials focus. So what I'm going to do is what I usually do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to make 2 houses, 2 homes. That'll give me 2 additional workers, so from 2 to 4. And then I am going to level up. I'm going to upgrade. So now I have 5 workers available, and we are going to do a gold focus on all these corpses. 3, 4. So now we have 1 worker left. I have enough to maybe make a different building if I want, such as a scavenger's camp where we generate materials or say gold from a gold mine each turn. You could also at these buildings do certain things. The houses don't do anything special other than providing you workers each morning, but stuff like the temple or the gold mine, you can use your workers to be able to do something. So to generate gold, or say if you're at say the temple, there are certain actions that allow you to like heal your heroes. But no one's injured right now. I have a little bit less mana than I started off with, but I don't think that warrants me to make a mana well, although it is pretty cheap to make a mana well. As you can see, there is an armor maker, blacksmith, bower, magic shop, which allows you to passively create gear the next morning, but also use workers to be able to craft as well. So lots of different strategies that you can implement. So I think what I'm going to do is I will make the mana well. The mana well is pretty important. I'll place it here in this corner. 35 of my remaining money. And let's take a look. If I click on it, as you can see here, there's 3 different actions I can do. I can do benediction, 1 use per production phase, and it restores 6 mana. But I can spend 30 gold to upgrade benediction, this skill only, from 6 mana to 12. So pretty good. But I don't think my character needs it. And it doesn't, and as you can see, it doesn't cost me any workers. So I'll do that, and I'm restored. This one over here, restore mana, restores 8 mana to all your heroes. And there's a way to upgrade it. And finally, this one over here, this one, it grants a hero plus 6 mana for the rest of this match. I don't care for that. That might be actually kind of useful. What do I want to use 1 worker for? I think I'm just going to keep going for corpses right now. Let's go for corpses right now. I want more money so that we can buy some new gear for my characters. So let's see. Do I want this? I'm not going to go for this. This is an epic item for 60 gold, which I don't know why it says I can't buy it. I could buy it if I want. Yeah, I can buy it if I want. It has different skills. I like the death ray of my guy right now, so we won't touch that. Let's see. Most likely, let's look at armor for Hunter. So Hunter, let's see, heavy armor to Prophet Toga. This will give armor, critical, healing received. Oh, who's healing? Who's getting bonuses from healing received? Is it Hunter? Coagulation, yep. So we want daily health regeneration, which is what this Toga would give, 20%. But is that worth it? It's pretty good. More movement, you lose block. So it's a bit of a toss-up. It's a bit of a toss-up. So I don't know. No, maybe a hat. A hat that gives 15 more armor. That for 18 bucks. Let's go for it. Let's see. Weapon. I think our weapon is okay. And I think druidic staff. I don't think we need that. Shield. He's using a 2-handed weapon. And this trinket over here. Decreased damage for 14 more mana. Oh. That might be good for my character over here. So remember with the death ray, yes, I do 10% less damage, but I can use it 2 more times, the death ray. So that might be pretty cool for 18 gold. I think there are better uses of my money though. So let's go here, city stash. Let's give Hunter the helmet too. And notice the paper doll or the character reflects the gear he's equipped. I really like that. Let's see what we can use. So we can buy 1 more mana well. We could maybe upgrade something. You know what I might do? I'm going to upgrade another house so we get another worker. So we have 1 more worker. We'll go and get this last corpse over here. And then finally we can build some defenses. We have everything from simple barricades that you can put anywhere on the map, or then there's walls which you can only put within your city limits. And there's different types of walls. Wooden walls with 75 health, 150 health, 300, 450. There's also turrets. So we got the ballista, a raised ballista that can shoot over certain types of things like buildings. We have a catapult, and we have a watchtower. I think what I will do is I will do a catapult, and it has pretty good range. But I guess the question is, yeah, I'll do this. I'll do this so I can show you guys. How much is it going to use? It's going to use 80 of my 100 materials, and I'll do it. Now, do I want to make any other things? Yes, I kind of do. I'm going to make some wooden walls just to block this. I didn't even have enough. That's funny. Okay, so let's start combat. We've done everything that we can done. We know enemies are coming from only one direction. So let's jump in. Okay, we can deploy our guys. We don't know from how far. Are they going to spawn all the way here? They're going to spawn all the way here. Most of the time they spawn right in the middle though. So I'm going to have Hunter go here, my guy right here, and Fork right here. Let's go. Wait, I don't feel ready. Well, here they come. Okay, mostly basic guys. Hunter, let's see, should I even do this? Hunter will sit right here and wait. Fork, let's start blasting away. if I use my ability right here, I can hit maximum amount of people. There we go. Okay, let's start isolating people. This guy. This guy? Missed. Wow. Okay, so Fork really needs to get the accuracy items. We are going to start infecting isolated people. Yeah, that's not working as well as we'd like. Okay, and this guy. Come on, isolate. There we go. Okay, we'll move my guy back out. And Hunter hasn't done anything. So let's make sure he buffs himself, giving block. And that's it. He could just jump right in. He does have a lot of armor. These are not strong enemies, but as you saw, there was a lot of guys that just came to us. So let's see. Let's move here. My guy's going to move here. And we're going to Death Ray. Okay. Let's get Fork isolating. Actually, can I get this isolated guy? Yes, I can. Let's see. Hunter. Let's do Thrust. Oh, that didn't even work. Wow. More damage required. So as you can see here, this guy here is a blocker. He has 25 blocks, so he's going to block 25 damage straight up. But there we go. Yeah, that wasn't enough. So the question is, I'm going to move him back a little bit, and we're going to let, what's it called? We're going to start attacking some enemies. There we go. Fork. Just start shooting everyone. Here. Let's go here and let's target this guy. Okay, and I think all of our action points are used up. Almost. Enemies are coming. Hunter's surrounded, but he has enough armor, as you can see. Let's see, what are we going to do? Hunter. So we're going to use one of his cool abilities with the two-handed sword. Sword Blast. So as you can see, it can hit a ton of people in front of him. Unfortunately, it doesn't do, like, due to that delicate trait, he's not doing as much damage as we would hope. So let's move. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is not great. Let's see. I guess we'll do another momentum ability. And maybe let's move back a little bit. Should my guy keep death beaming everyone? Okay. I could poison all these guys. Okay, everyone's poisoned over there. That did not kill that guy. Okay, not great. Okay, Fork. You know what? Explosive bolt some people. How about these guys? Okay. Let's go and target that guy. Okay, we ran out of action points for him. Okay, and Hunter's done. Okay, so we're almost done actually the night again. There's only 35 enemies left. Remember though, we're playing on one of the easier maps, so that's why there's so little guys. But as we go to future rounds, there will be more enemies, harder enemies, and they might attack from different directions, meaning that I might need to split up my heroes. There will be a building and inn, which allows me to hire more heroes, but they are expensive. So that's lots of different factors. Okay, so Hunter's turn. We're going to do the same ability. Not able, like, oh boy, that's not good. Let's see. I'm going to go here with Fork. I'm going to use the Impaling Bolt. There we go. Let's see. Can I use Impaling Bolt here? Yeah. And let's use finally Explosive Bolt. There we go. Took out a lot of guys. Any isolated guys? That guy's is. Oh my god, he misses. Okay. So let's see. My guy, or sorry, Knight or Hunter. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is not good. Why do you have no action points? Okay. Let's block up. And my guy. As you can see, we have guys making their way in. So we don't want that. Maybe we can. Let's poison all of these guys. That should kill. So see, if the green bar takes up the rest of their bar, before their move action, they will automatically die. So let's do that. Should I poison these guys? That's the question. 3. There. Okay, I have no more action points. No more action points. No more action points. Everyone's done. Okay, that killed a few guys. They're getting closer. Okay, let's see. What can we do with this? Here, I'm going to use the slash. There we go. Okay. Let's use this punch on him to get here so I can attack this way. Beautiful. I am going to get this isolated guy. Oh, all these guys are isolated. Okay. None of these guys are isolated, so let's see if we can maybe get this guy. I didn't actually need to do that because remember, all of his life was poisoned. Let's see if Fork can finish off these 2 guys. There we go. Oh, and there's this guy. And there you go. Another night is done. We get a recap. All our guys leveled up. We get resources based on City Panic. We got 1 additional items. We got some more Tainted Essence to be able to spend on future upgrades. And now we see that there is a guy. Now, as you can see here, we have enemies coming from 2 directions, the southeast and northeast. Difficulty 1, difficulty 2. So we're going to take our 2 stronger heroes, put them here. Or, sorry, we're going to take the strongest hero, put him here, and put the 2 weaker ones right here. And I think that means that usually what I do is I put my warrior in this weaker zone because he can hold off that many more enemies while these guys take care of that, and hopefully he can run over. But same process now. Something new I want to show you is over here. Remember that goddess-like lady? As you can see here, we've spent 200 action points throughout several runs on two-handed swords. So we've now unlocked more two-handed sword variants. So steel and silver doing different things. So let's just unlock it. There we go. And then we can go and spend our Tainted Essence on things like that. What was I investing on? Not that. I was investing on something special. Traits, was I doing more experience? I think it was more experience I was doing. So I'll do that. So I have a while to go. But I think I'm going to end the episode right here. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is the last spell, and if you guys like it, I will continue to put more videos out for it. Check out the rest of my channel for other videos on the last spell, video games, board games, and other fun things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.